Oh, what's up, everyone? So let's get into this first section of geometry. It's over points, lines, and planes. Of course, there's other definitions too, but that's the main gist of it all. So these three definitions, point, lines, and planes, these are the three undefined terms in geometry. Right? They're undefined because I'm going to give you a definition for them, but it's not the proper definition. Because the easy way to illustrate a point, line, or plane is by a picture. So there is no proper definition. That's why they're called undefined. Even though I am going to give you like a kind of like a just like a half answer, so you can see what it looks like. All right. So this might be a test question, FYI. What are the three undefined terms in geometry? All right, let's get into the actual, like a definition of these. All right, so the definition of a point. A point is an exact location in space with an indefinite shape and size. So it can be anywhere, like in space, or like above your head, or on a piece of paper, or whatever. And indefinite shape and size means it can be any size. You know what I mean? It's indefinite, the amount of size a dot can be. You can have, if you put an apple on the table, then that apple can be a point. Or you want to draw a little dot, that's also a point. You know what I mean? So that's why these definitions have these terms have no proper definitions. So that's a picture of it. You know what I mean? Just like that right there. In this picture here, we'd call this just point A. Right. I know it's fairly obvious, but I'm just trying to get you some definitions before we get into the grander, larger things and stuff, all right? The next one will be line. All right, so a line. A line is an object with no thickness that extends indefinitely in two directions. Okay? I know you think of a line like, I don't know, just a line, it goes straight, I don't know. But that's why there's no proper definition. It's a picture of a line. Now, sometimes when you have a line, there'll be a small little cursive letter here. Sometimes it's just a little cursive letter here or over here in the bottom. You know what I mean? Near the arrows. It's to help you name the line, because there's many ways to name this line. All right. So then, how do we name the line? You know what I mean? There's proper names for this. Let me show you the way we name it. You would name it line L. That's one name for this. You would name it line AB, or you could also name it line BA, because since the arrows are going in either direction, you can flip the letters around. Also, the symbol for this, if you just see this A with a B with a line on top, that's the same way of saying a line AB, or vice versa. Right? Okay. And then something else to note. Through any 2 points, you can create a line. All right, and the next one will be plane. All right, a plane is a flat surface that extends infinitely in all directions. Through any three non-collinear points exists a plane. Now, a lot of stuff going on here. It's a flat surface that extends infinitely in all directions. And this is the one that's the hardest for students to comprehend sometimes. And the picture is weird, because we can't draw a flat surface that goes on forever in all directions. You know what I mean? That would be everything. And then through any three non-collinear points, there's always going to be a plane. You're like, what does non-collinear mean? That's another one of the definitions we'll get into in a little bit. So through any three non-collinear points, there'll be a plane. And it's a flat surface that extends forever. We try to think of it as like a wall. Think of the wall in the back of the room. That's a plane. Obviously, that wall doesn't go on forever. But if it did go on forever, then there you go. That's a plane. Here's a picture of a plane because it's very hard to draw. So here's 3 points. See, they have dots. You've noticed that M doesn't have a dot. Why? Because this is not point M. This is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. But this is just, what is this? It's naming the plane. If there's a letter somewhere in one of the corners that does not have a dot, then you can call this plane M. Right? You can also call it plane ABC. Oh man. Right, and then you can also, any combination of the 3 letters, you can name it A, C, B, C, B, A, and so forth, right? Whatever you want to name, that's how we name it. Okay. Now the next one. The next one is collinear. Collinear. Points that lie on the same line, right? Here we go. These 3 points are on the same line, which makes them collinear. Now, in the previous definition, remember it said that they're non-collinear? That means because A, B, and C, you cannot connect points A, B, and C with one straight line. You can connect A and C, or A and B, or B and C for that matter, with one line, but you cannot connect all 3 with one straight line. You would have to make one line, then another line, then another line. You know what I mean? So that's what it means. So collinear means points on the same line. So points P, points Q, and points R are on the same line. You can put another one right here if you want. That would be, I don't know, point A. Still, you put a point over here, then this point is non-collinear. Okay? Because it's not on the line. But we'll get into that in a little bit. I might as well do it here. So, non-collinear are points that do not lie on the same line. Okay? So collinear are points that lie on the same line. Non-collinear means they're not on the same line. Okay? Next, what do we have? Next, we have coplanar. Coplanar means that points that lie on the same plane. So here we have, remember this little letter here? What does that mean again? Oh yeah, this is plane P. Plane P has points A, B, and C. And these points A, B, and C are all on the plane, which makes them coplanar. So, for example, if we were to put a point over here, point D, is point D on this plane? No. So point D would be non-coplanar. And non-coplanar means points that are not on the same plane. So non-coplanar means points that are not on the same plane. Alright, so the next part. Array. Array is a part of a line that consists of only one endpoint that extends infinitely in only one direction. So array is a part of the line. It's only a piece of the line, and it has one endpoint. These are the endpoints. Why are they the endpoint? Because the line doesn't go past it. It's the end of the line. It starts. Well, actually, we say it starts there, but whatever. It should be like a start point, like it starts at A and goes all the way over here to B. You know what I mean? But they call it endpoint. Start point would be a better word, but hey, I didn't name it. Whatever. Right? Now look at these 2 rays. There's 2 of them. The problem is, there's not a problem. I'm telling you how to name it. We have an A and we have a B right here. Where does it start at? It starts at A. This is why it's called AB. and this would be the symbol for ray. This one on the bottom, this one starts at letter B, so the letter B has to go first. Even though you want to just put A and B again, you have to put where it starts. And even though it's pointing to the left, you would think to do that, but we don't. The symbol always has to go to the right. That's just the symbol for ray. Okay? So ray AB is the top one. Ray BA is the bottom. Depending on the direction of your ray, the letters get flipped around. Okay? This one's going to the right, that one's going to the left. So if this ray is going to the right and this ray is going to the left, we have what we call opposite rays, which is the next one. So opposite rays. Opposite rays are rays that share a common endpoint, but continue infinitely in opposite directions. So here we have a line, right? So let's get the two rays that are going the opposite directions. Right here at C, and then it's going to the left. So this is ray CA. So we have ray CA, or we can label it like this, CA, and that's going to the left. But we also have, remember they're sharing the point. C going to the right, and that would be C and B. So we have ray C with B, and that's how we would label it. These are opposite rays. Okay, now we get into intersections. Intersections are where two things, where they cross. An intersection in a road, whatever. So one, we have two lines. Two lines intersect at a what? Two lines are going to intersect at a point. Okay? So we have two lines and they intersect at a point. Just an ugly drawing here. That's A, and that would be B. X. And Y. They intersect in the middle, right there. Well, these create their own point, and we can label it whatever we want. I don't know. F. Okay? So two lines intersect at a point. Two planes intersect. My handwriting got even uglier over the summer. Intersect at a blank. Two planes intersect at a blank. Think about it. Where two walls, look at the two walls. Where do they touch? They touch in the corner of the wall. What is that? What shape is that corner of the wall? It's a line. Okay, and now let me show you some better pictures. I cannot draw that at all. Let me show you a picture. Now if you can't draw this, that's fine. As long as you can visualize it. I can't draw it, so I copied pictures from the internet, right? So here's two walls, and they touch at the corner of the wall, which is, we consider it, it's a line. It's a line right there, right? This is the way it's usually drawn on your assignments, because it's very hard to draw an actual picture like this, right? So they have the blue one here. This, I guess, would be green, but whatever. The blue plane, and then a green plane, and then where do they touch? They touch right here at this line, M. Okay, that would be the intersection of two planes. And I did want to show you something over here real quick. Right here, this line is on top of plane M. So this is not going through or anything, okay? This is what a line looks like on top. The bottom one here, this is your next one we're about to do. Is where a line intersects a plane at a point. Okay? And you can visualize it any way you want. It's like if you had a pencil and if you had a piece of paper and you poke the pencil through the paper, what shape does it make? It makes a hole. Well, if you did it nicely, right? So that would be a point. So then let me get the picture so you can see it nicely. All right, so here on the left, the picture we just saw before, here's plane M. Here's the line going through, line L. If you notice, here it is, and then they put little like dash. Why is there dashes? It's the only way that we can try to show you that it went through. It went through the plane here. So the dash is behind it. So right here is a point. We can call it whatever we want, right? Point X. This is the intersection. This blue picture over here is the way it's usually on all your assignments. Okay? So let's just first visualize. We have a plane right here. The blue stuff is the plane. We have a line on top of it, just laying down on top. So if you had a piece of paper, this line right here, that's the line. That's the pencil just laying down on top. You just put the pencil on top of the paper. There you go. That's what that line is. This line right here, that's the pencil. That's the line you would do if you poked a hole through the paper, right? So then here is the point where, right, and then here's where it goes through the plane, right? So this is behind it. So E is the intersection of the line H and E for plane, the other plane, right? If I'm not mistaken, I forgot one more definition. I need to go over real quick. A line segment. Line segment. A line segment is just a part of a line consisting of two endpoints and all the space in between. Okay, so we have a line, right? A and B. Well, the part from right here to right here, not the other part, just the space in between A to B, right? That's a line segment. And then the way you label it would be, don't put arrows or anything like that. That would be a line. So this is how you abbreviate a line segment. Okay, it's just another abbreviation. So that way if you see it, you know what's going on. And I think that pretty much takes care of all the notes, or the definitions at least. So now we'll start going over your assignment. All right, laters.